I'm just surprised you didn't start the show off with this 4:30, and I thought you'd get to it by 3:05, 3:10. So you're late. Go ahead. Go ahead with your James Harden loving self. With your James Harden loving, James Harden apologizing, Harden caping up for. Go ahead.
No, Michael, I don't need to say anything, to be honest with you. James Harden's game did the talking last night, first and foremost. He had 28 in the first half, finished with 34, 10 rebounds, and 8 assists. So all I wanted to do, like, I'm just thorough. I'm sorry, I'm thorough. So it's thorough to a fault. And
You're
so
petty.
I just wanted to point out
No,
that
you're not thorough.
that take didn't age well, and B, for all of your hatred, for all of your disgust.
Yeah.
Who's the number one team in the Eastern Conference after last night's nail biter clinched by James Johnson? Who's the number one team in the Eastern Conference right now?
I don't know.
That was a rhetorical question. Oh, well, you probably don't know. You know,
what's
you
the capital
probably
of Oregon?
don't know.
What's the capital of Oregon?
You probably don't know.
What are the ingredients of ice cream?
At 15
okay, I
and
don't know.
6.
Tell me.
At 15 and 6, the Nets are the number one team in the Eastern Conference. Now your Bucks have won 7 in a row.
You know what? That's awesome.
We may be headed back to where we were last year, but I just wanted to point that out.
I think it was so great.
And they ain't even figured it out yet.
I think most coaches at the beginning of the year say, guys, we want to be the number one team on December.
That's all you got.
1st.
That's all you got.
Okay. Look, man.
And you ain't Mariano Rivera.
Mike.
You throw the same pitch, and it ain't Rivera's cutter. Your pitch is always, well, you know, they only won 7 games, the Bengals. Oh, well, you know, we don't want to be first place on December. Like, man, I can't. We do the same thing. We're doing the show on December 1st. Unfortunately, we're doing a show on December 1st. So now, the Nets are 15 and 6.
Unfortunately for you, I know what you do and you know what I do, okay? So we do the same things. I will come back and just like, I will hate it out. I'll hate on the Bengals. I'll hate on the Brooklyn Nets. You will fall for the shiny object. You're a gadget guy.
Can you be honest about something? Okay, can you be honest about something? Can you be honest about something? Just be honest with me.
You got the new iPhone?
I don't. No, I don't. I really don't. That's a whole
other
other conversation.
You like it?
But I really do need you to be honest about something, because you said that you were surprised that you said that it took me. You surprised it took me this long to bring up last night.
Yeah,
Michael, you know good and damn well that had the Knicks gone into Barclays behind Alec Burke and
who was balling,
right. Had they gone into Barclays last night, having taken over Barclays with the Knicks fans, had they done that, no matter what I wanted to start the show with, that's what we'd have started today. So don't tell me I'm petty.
Are you petty?
To the victor goes to spoil today is all I'm saying. Because the opposite had happened. Yeah. Oh, you would have been like, what happened to your boy Harden last night? Had Harden not put up 34, what's up with your Nets? Oh, the Knicks came in, took over their house, and put their feet on their couch, and grinded their feet in the Knicks couch and the Nets couch. Yeah. That's what you would have said. So I just want to point out your hypocrisy. Sweep around your own front door before you try to sweep around mine.
Okay. Yeah, sure, I would have. But that didn't.
I know.
So, that's a fair statement. But I'll say this. When Vinny said that yesterday, let me just speak for myself. I'm not going to speak for Vinny. When he said it yesterday, you saw the look on my face. I was surprised. I hadn't heard anybody come up with that.
Pleasantly surprised. You were pleasantly surprised.
Yes, I was. But I hadn't heard that. I wanted to believe it. And then, after that game last night, I'm like, well, not quite, Vinny. It's interesting. But this is what, just from a basketball columnist standpoint, basketball beat writer, this is what you do. Sometimes you watch the game and you come up with analysis, informed analysis, I'm sure, in Vinny's case, talks to a lot of people, come up with analysis that people weren't always thinking about. And sometimes you get it right. And sometimes it's maybe 2 or 3 years too soon. So too soon.
Hold on.
And this is what Vinny fell for. This is what Vinny fell for. And I've never fallen for with Harden, because this is who Harden is. Harden is a character. Harden is an actor. He loves drama. So when Harden is there at the podium and saying, I'm just trying to figure it out, guys. I'm trying to figure out. You understand? I appreciate your question. I'm trying to figure out what I'm supposed to do in my role now. When do I shoot? When do I pass? I ain't buying it. I mean, he likes the storyline.
It was hard to believe.
He's fine.
That he could be struggling
He's fine.
with something like that.
James Harden is fine. But you asked for honesty. Can I give you some more honesty?
Yeah.
Can I? Permission?
Okay. Yeah. Well, on this, or is this the thought that you told me before the break that you had?
Another thought.
This is that. Okay. Yeah. What is that? Yeah. Go ahead.
All right. Can I trust you with information that you won't come back and use as a cudgel against me?
No.
Can I?
I don't know what a cudgel. I don't know what a cudgel is, but
sledgehammer.
Oh,
a weapon.
Definitely. So okay. Proceed with caution.
All right.
I use it in context.
Yeah. Well, okay. Well, during one of our breaks, I went and I looked up. Just wanted to make sure I was right about Mark Jackson's career, and he's despite. Well, hold on. I'm not going where you think I'm going.
Okay.
I'm not going where you think I'm going.
All right.
Despite being fifth all time in assists.
Is he fifth now?
Fifth all time.
Yeah.
Nah. I got it wrong.
Okay.
No,
wasn't expecting that.
It's not. I thought it was a little bit closer. What I remember, and this is what happens when guys with those totals. So the totals are great, but based on his numbers, he hung around maybe 3 or 4 years too long. Brought down his career, so even in his prime, even at his peak. I think his all-time high in assists per game was about 12, right? If you're looking at his numbers right now, somewhere around 12.
Yeah.
Nah. I just, in my mind's eye, I just remembered him a little bit more fondly than,
Yeah,
NBA
I mean, Prince
history.
I mean, the ranking for the record, and it happened this year. That's why when you ask me, do I know where he ranks all time? I said, well, yeah, what, the third, something like that? Coming into the year, I believe that was the case, because it goes Stockton by far and away, Jason Kidd at just over 12,000, Chris Paul at 10,488, Nash at 10,335, and Mark Jackson at 10,334. So Chris Paul passed Mark Jackson this year, so that's why it was still fresh.
Yeah,
passed Mark Jackson and Steve Nash this year. But but that's nice of you. I am impressed. Yeah. I'm proud of you, and Ringo's proud of you. Like I am really impressed that you would realize you are in the moment. You're in the moment. I do that all the time.
Caught up.
Like you and I caught up in the back and forth with me. Yes, absolutely. And then you kind of got dug in.
So what I wanted
on
to
your
say
stance,
was,
and then you had to defend your stance. You were backed into a corner.
Yeah.
You're like, okay, I get it. I get it.
I don't want to do it. I don't want to defend.
Appreciate that.
I don't want to defend.
Okay.
I don't want to defend Mark Jackson as one of. I think he is, but I do think this. When we talk about great point guards, I think we did a list the other day, or maybe a few weeks ago, and I got down to like 7 or 8, and Mark Jackson's name wasn't on there. And I think when you get down that low, Mark Jackson should be in the conversation. He's not in the top 5, but he was a really good point guard, but in a different kind of league too. It was a different league.
Basketball reference is so fun.
Yeah, it is.
Chris Paul has led the league in assists. He's led the league in assists per game 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. Led the league in steals per game 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. Yeah.
How you feel about that?
I mean,
how you feel about that list? When the one I had.
I told you I thought Chris Paul was low.
Have.
But
you think that's low?
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
And
I'm not, I'm not gonna. It's fine.
And I had this conversation with a guy, you know, different sports, but it all connects. Trust me. You know Ted Johnson, 3-time Super Bowl champion Ted Johnson. So we were just talking the other day about the Hall of Fame. He was talking about some of his teammates and some of his opponents. He's a big Zach Thomas fan. He was like, I can't believe Zach Thomas is not in the Hall of Fame. A stud, 5-time first-team All-Pro. He's going on and on. We were talking about players in Halls of Fame. And I surprised him when I told him that Lynn Swann's in the Hall of Fame with 336 catches. And I said, the game has changed. And so you got to factor in how the game changes and look at your standards. And I think the same thing with basketball. Like Mark Jackson and John Stockton were different kinds of point guards than you have now. And Chris Paul is more of a modern point guard. So you got to factor that in, and I have to factor that in when I come with these. Same thing with Oscar. Oscar wasn't a three-point shooter. Didn't have a three-point ball. So you got to think about these things when we talk about all-time greats. Hey, thanks for watching Brother from Another on YouTube. Make sure you hit subscribe before you leave, and be sure to watch us 3 to 5 p.m. Eastern Time on Peacock. Appreciate you.